before we get started dealing with miseducation of the conscious Negro, because I want to come from information that I already put in these two books. That saying is true. There's nothing new under the sun. How many authors we have in the house? How many writers? Y'all know it's an awesome task to be able to put together 255 pages in a book, and you think it hasn't been written before, which is almost impossible. All right? I'm going to tell you about how this came about in a second, but I want to talk about analytics. Real short, analytics simply means critical thinking. All right? It's 20 years of conversations and interviews with public enemies, ministers, information. Yours truly. This book is kind of dear to me simply because I've had 2.5 books already written in my computer waiting to come out. And so those people that some call the Illuminati, some call somebody, and some name, the Bilderberger, Trilateral, CFR, whatever you want to call it, boss, or whatever you want to call it, all right? My house mysteriously ended up getting burned down while I was at Long Island University. Lost both books. Now, I had an awesome task of trying to remember, all right, what was in the books in order to put the books back together. One of the books I probably will never recall, all right? But the Psychological Covert War on Hip-Hop, house burned down in 2008. I was writing it in 2006. So from now until then, it took me this long to recall it, to pull it back up, doing lectures all over the country, having young cats buy the DVDs, chop it up, and put it up on YouTube, which helped me a lot because hearing myself, I recall certain things to put it back in the book. Are you following me? As a result of that trial and tribulation, this book kind of came from nowhere. I thought about it, 90 days it was done, and I had it out. That taught me a lesson about myself simply because there's something greater in me that's a lot larger than me. Are you following me? And it's the same thing with everyone sitting here.
That's right.
How many of you have ever been a part of something a lot greater than you? Well, it's lying in us right now. The only thing we need is a method to go into the self. You need an actual Well, let me get my book. I was talking about pulling that out of the self. Like I said, it happened in 90 days. I pulled it out. And what I did was I went back and I thought about all of those people that asked me for an interview. And I thought about all those interviews that I went and I laid out the information. And I thought about it deeper and I said, wait a minute. I often hear people saying black people don't read. Then when I talked to one of the school teachers that I did a literary tour with at all the libraries, which I didn't see us, which is very critical. You know, imagine going to 24 libraries and you rarely see black people. So the brother was telling me that I kept hearing over and over, black people don't read. So the brother said, you know something, they can read, but we have to make it interesting enough for black people so we can meet them halfway. Then a sister came along and said, some black men can't read. All right? So then we had to do a prison ministry. All right? Which I want to talk to the brother in the back about. He does a ministry here, but every Sunday? Every Sunday. We need to take those kind of ministries and even the street ministries with the new Black Panther Party and go back into the prison. The brothers are just sitting there. There's no more library access in the prisons. I don't know how many brothers have been locked up during time, but I've been there. You know, I readily have access to libraries, and so those brothers are just there. Remember back in the day, they called them rehabilitation centers because they rehabilitated you? Well, that don't go on anymore. All right? A lot of the brothers go in, you get a medical examination, you go in, they check you, but they don't check you coming out. A lot of brothers getting raped in prison and you coming out with a package. Now you coming home to your queen and you passing on something that you didn't even know you had. I'm there in Atlanta, where the CDC is. The CDC admitted that they have diseases that are out now and viruses that are out now that they don't even have names for. And some of them are airborne. Are you following me?
Yes.
So let's understand that. So analytics, 19 chapters. I got to tell you all about 1 or 2 of the chapters. I'll tell tell you about one that's dear to me in a few seconds. The one that got me in trouble was the Obama deception. And I guess y'all can figure out why. When Obama was running for president, we already had the science behind Barack Obama. We call them Barry Davis. You don't understand how they manufacture these kind of Negroes to put these people in place to carry out and carry on the agenda. Are you following me? Now, I know a lot of y'all probably voted for Barack Obama. Exercising your right to vote. Stop that. You know the vote don't mean a damn thing. The vote is a scam, you know that. But you might want to sit and argue with Professor Griff today. All right, so just kind of do some verbal gymnastics today. But y'all need to stop. The Electoral College elects the President of the United States. Am I right or wrong? Right. Not according to Professor Griff. That's just the way it is. The Electoral College. Now, let me ask a very vital and critical question. How many people voted for Barack Obama? Okay, it's a beautiful thing. How many people do you know in the Electoral College? None. So it's easy for me to say that if they're having the goods on them, I can honestly say that the man was selected. And can prove it. So
it's funny you say that because my son, high school, we just tell my wife that they speak to that class.
But see what happens by the time we leave high school, we get grown. We forget what we learned in high school about the Electoral College electing the president or selecting the president. In the book, it's critical because 2009 and 2010, shortly after that, it came out, and I had already wrote about Barack Obama. And then it came to pass, and people started asking me, how did you know? The information is out there. All right? Now, let me tell you what I put in the book. I wrote about Barack Obama and AFRICOM. How many people heard of AFRICOM? 2 or 3 people. AFRICOM is a program not only by the United States of America, but multinational corporations. All of these people in these different companies that you will see occupying the main street there in Libya, in Syria, Iran, Iraq, and all these people, they tell you that are terrorists. Multinational corporations want that land. Number one, because it's the vital resources that's under the earth. Not only that, it's sitting in energy grids that these people need to stay alive. Are you following me? So when you see them demonizing the people, and then they send the economic hitman in, know that the military is not far behind. All right? And if you look at their history, it happens over and over, and it doesn't change. Can I ask you a critical question? Where are the mass graves of the bodies of the people that Muammar Gaddafi supposedly had murdered?
Right.
Did you see any? Where was all the people that he murdered? They never showed you because it never happened. Are you following me? Sister Khadijah, bless her heart, where is she? She wanted me to speak at a couple of different places on domestic violence, and I was wrestling with the idea, and I know she was waiting for me to give her an answer, which was very critical for me because it's hard for me to speak on domestic violence when a young child, 13, 14, can look on the news and see the United States government murdering people at will with no justifiable cause.
Yeah.
Just because he may be a Muslim or he may be from Africa. All right? And this is what I wanted to talk about with the miseducation of really the unconscious Negro. All right, let me give you an example. Christians in Iraq, Iran, the so-called Middle East, if they speak the language of that particular area, what would they call God?
Allah.
Allah. Say it one more time.
Allah.
Christians, are you listening? Christians in those lands call God Allah. Is there something wrong with that? Because
No.
I thought that the Christians over here in the West say that Allah is the God of the Muslims. But Christians call on Allah. And you see how we got it twisted? Because you're too busy watching Channel Zero. All right, you take the instructions step by step from your open enemy. Are you following me? We have to be very, very, very careful and just use common sense.